All right, what is going on, guys? My name is BassWiz, and today we're going to be talking about The Promised Neverland manga chapter 156. There will be spoilers for The Promised Neverland in this video. You have been warned. Let's get into it. Happy Halloween, everyone, and what a perfect chapter to get on Halloween. This chapter honestly was really unsettling. We start off right where we left off last time. The faceless, now Queen Reglavalima, stepping out of that weird cocoon of souls, which is the only thing I can think to call that. And as I just said, she's faceless. She's slowly walking towards our protagonist, and somehow she is still talking with no mouth, no face to speak of. She's still talking to them, and she's talking about how she is so thankful that all three of the best from the Gracefield house are right here in front of her now, and she can't wait to eat all of them. This is really unsettling. She has inhuman speed as well. She closed the gap between her and Zazie in a single panel. We don't know how quick that is, but Zazie has really fast reflexes. For her to speed blitz him is honestly pretty terrifying. We see that even though Zazie cut her right down the middle, including her head where her core should be, she regenerated so quickly and retaliated with a quick chop to Zazie's neck, which launched him flying across the room. I have a question as to why she didn't just use her claws in that instance. If she wanted to, she could have filleted Zazie right there. She didn't need to waste any time with a chop, but that's what happened. She chopped him out of the way and sent him flying across the room. And we get this really ominous moment where Norman is trying to think this through. He doesn't know what to do because he just saw her cut in half. There was no brain, there was no core, there was nothing. At the same time, we see Ray. He's trying to think through it himself. He's like, no, me and Emma have been watching this the whole time. It could be that the core moves around her body. It could be that the core is somewhere else. We don't know for sure, but there has to be a way to kill this thing. And Emma's thinking along the same lines too. She's remembering that this faceless appearance for Queen Reglavalima is actually something that we saw hinted at before in that temple where they learned more about the seven walls. That resemblance there is really interesting. I wonder if Queen Reglavalima is gonna evolve even further into a being that resembles Symbol. That would be really interesting to see. But in their preoccupation with trying to think through this situation, Reglavalima emits this really ghastly aura, and we see this one panel where everything looks distorted. It reminded me a lot of what we saw in the Seven Walls. I don't know if that's a hallucination or if that's an ability that she has now. Either way, she emits this aura, and we see our protagonists are literally frozen in fear. She walks calmly right up to Emma and just puts her hand on Emma's face, about to eat her, and Emma is too scared to do anything. And that is really impactful. This is the girl, when put on the spot, chopped off her own ear to escape Gracefield House. She doesn't scare easy. For something to spook Emma has really got to have her shaken. In that moment though, we get interference from Sonju and Musica finally on the scene. Sometime last chapter, Emma hit the transceiver so that she called for Sonju's help. Sonju is one of the more powerful beings that we've seen in this story, bar none. So with him there, that's a bit reassuring. We don't know if Musica has any fighting prowess herself. Probably some, but not as much as Sonju. I think Musica is here mostly to use her blood to possibly stop Reglavalima. That's just my hypothesis for now. But we do get a reveal at the end of this chapter. After Sonju calls her a monster, Sonju seems to be really familiar with Reglavalima, and there we learn that Sonju is the younger brother of Queen Reglavalima. Not too shocking, but it is a bit interesting that he had such a close familiar relation, and now I'm wondering why he decided to team up with Musica. What made him switch allegiances? In this chapter, we get a throwaway line from Reglavalima, and she says something along the lines of, you're teaming up with the humans again. I wonder what the reason is this time. So I feel like we're gonna get a Sonju backstory to see what his whole deal is, if not next chapter, in the coming chapters, because that is really interesting to me. Why Sonju is motivated to work with Musica and help out the humans. Because if you remember way back when he was introduced, he did have a line. He did have a line saying that he missed hunting humans. So he's not completely opposed to eating humans. He just decides not to, and we never got the motivation for that. So I think it's about time we got that Sonju backstory. All in all, this chapter was really great. Really great artwork, really unsettling stuff, especially that scene where Regavalima is cradling Zazie as she snuck up on him, that she grew a whole bunch of extra mouths and eyes all over her body. In that moment, terrifying stuff. Drop a like if you like what I have to say. Subscribe if you want to hear more from me. That will be it for me today. Peace.